Hello, Sagittarius. This is your general love reading regarding you and your ex. This will apply for your Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Also, please keep in mind that this is a general reading and it cannot apply to all of you. During the reading, we will see how your relationship was like, what caused the breakup, what are your and their feelings in regards to a possible reconciliation, what are your and their feelings in regards to one another, what are your and their hidden desires in regards to one another, and finally, the advice for you. I have chosen this type of format for my readings as it is an easier way to process them and hence to give you directed and meaningful messages on the topic. With no further ado, let's see what the month of December has in store for you. Before entering into the reading, I must say that I feel a heavy energy still surrounding you and your ex. This tells me that the breakup impacted you both strongly, leaving you with a sense of deep loss that you both want to get rid of. The number that corresponds to this reading is 6, hence the Lovers, revealing not only that you had a very strong love, but that the lack of communication, the emotional and possibly physical distance played an important role into the breakup. Due to various circumstances, one or both of you could not find the ways and means to show your true colors and to manifest openly your feelings. The aspects that bother you both the most are the lack of clarity, the unanswered questions, the unspoken words, and repressed emotions. All of these leading to this heavy cloud of thoughts, emotions, and energies that is so definitory for your past relationship. You and your ex's current energy, the bottom deck card, is the Page of Swords, meaning that you both start to see and understand clearer and emotionally detached what really happened during the relationship and after. It is also very possible that both of you feel ready to communicate to one another all that is on your minds, excluding, as much as possible, the romantic feelings to which you are still defensive. The page's energy drive you both to use your minds, to analyze, to use logic and reason, to think everything through, to face the facts, clear up any confusion, to expose what is hidden, to speak directly, to do what is right, and to accept responsibility for past words and actions. It's all about clarity, finding it, in order to move on together or separated once you have figured out everything. You both do all you can to dissipate the mental fog. It is very possible that once the confusion is gone, the feelings will pop out as you kept and keep them very hidden, in need of self-protection. However, you are beginning to feel the itch to express your feelings and get some interaction, but you are both holding back mostly because you overthink the situation and doubt that anything good could still come out of it. You are reluctant, and without a straightforward communication, it will most likely get worse, as you are unsure about each other and yourselves. How was your relationship like? The Queen of Swords in this position reveals that your past relationship was more a mind connection, more than a passionate and emotional one. Your feelings were of the cerebral variety, connecting on a brain level, intellectually. It looks like, at least on one side, there was this need of protecting the heart from pain by keeping a cool head. The feelings between you two were perfectly clear, no nonsense, concise, defined, not overly emotional, guided by a sense of rightness when logic and intuition were saying the same thing. You gave a lot of thought and consideration to the way that you feel. It looks like you reached a stage in your relationship from where you could not grow much, since your minds did not allow too much emotional manifestation. It is very likely that passion, romance, tenderness, those sweet manifestations of love, through words, gestures, touch, well, you are lacking them, at least towards the end. And this most likely caused the breakup, as you became more friends than lovers. It's also very possible that you shared that feeling that the other person is not expressing emotionally, that they are level headed, not necessarily someone to be madly in love with. I feel that what brought you together, each other's minds, was also what set you apart, as you did not feel loved and attractive. It was more of a platonic love, one that nurtured and stimulated your mental growth, but not your emotional one. It's also very possible that one, if not both of you, eventually started searching for TLC somewhere else. Where do you stand in regards to them? With the Four of Swords in this position, it looks like you prefer to stay withdrawn emotionally. You are taking a time out to think things through. You are on a personal retreat when it comes to your ex, looking for calmness and emotional balance. You are shutting down whatever feelings you have left for your past partner. You seem to feel safe now, where all your worries and anxieties drift away for the time being. At the same time, you feel the need to finish working out things in your mind on the issue called your ex. You still need some thinking to do before you can fully move forward. You are distancing yourself from your ex to discover your true thoughts and feelings. You are going through a mental review, trying to assess all the details before you decide your next move. You can finally relax after a period of emotional stress. Where are they in regards to you? As the Temperance card showed up in this position, it looks like they sort of put you and your needs first for the time being, as Temperance is your card, Sagittarius. It is very possible that they are aware of your need for a time out in order to clear your mind, and they are willing to offer you that. Maybe they hope that once you make up your mind, you will find your way back to them and restart new, with a new drive of mixing the mind with the passion and emotions. The Temperance is about balance, and since your relationship was unbalanced, your ex shows now the openness to create alchemy with you. At the same time, they are also taking your time to find balance, harmony, security in order to experience healing after the breakup, renewing energy and vigor. They are patient with you and themselves in a state of calm, peace, serenity, acceptance, caution, compassion, love, and respect. I feel that their feelings for you have not changed much, still having for you the romantic friendship that you had in the past and that your ex only experienced with you. They hope for a reconciliation, getting back together, reconciling differences and arguments. It is very possible that your ex perceives you as their perfect opposite and wishes to mix the two opposites to make a new better. How do you feel about the possible reconciliation? Well, with the Five of Wands in this position, it looks like you are quite conflicted by this option, thought, but also by the feelings that you still have for your ex. At the same time, you might feel that you cannot win in this situation, having a sense of hopelessness about the outcome. But at the same time, you cannot walk away and just abandon this issue called your ex. Somewhere deep inside, there is still hope that somewhere, somehow, things could turn out all right. Yet, you are unable to see how, reason why you are taking the time out to think, revealed by the Four of Swords. You might feel defeated by the situation. Maybe you feel trapped by this thought process and emotions, and you feel unable to move past it, and you keep fighting and struggling with it. You cannot commit to an outcome, and yet you cannot think of a solution either. This idea of reconciliation could also be a challenge for you, making you vibrate, a challenge that excites you, makes you feel alive, and you do not want to let it go. Maybe you are conflicted by the idea of reconciliation because you do not have any signals from your ex on this matter, and maybe you believe that they are not interested or that they are not paying attention to this possibility. So, a part of you does want a reconciliation, and the other part is conflicted by the thought, if not even angry, hence, you being in need of a timeout. How do they feel about a possible reconciliation? With the judgment card in this position, it looks like your ex would want to resurrect the connection that you had, to revive the feelings that have been dormant for a while. The breakup, losing you, made them feel like rising up from the dead, making them willing to embrace love again, recreating that strong mental bond that you had during the relationship. And it runs deeper than regret, deeper than mere romantic feelings. Something that runs deep, deep within themselves. The awakening was very intense, both positively and negatively. It is also very possible that before moving on, they feel they need a closure that would bring forgiveness, but also a possible second chance, a better new beginning. They want to close the chapter of darkness, lack of movement and action, lack of growth. They would hope that you can resurrect as a couple from the ashes of your past, like the phoenix bird did. It is also very possible that, just like you, they are waiting for you to take the initiative towards reconciliation after you would have cleared up your mind and intentions. What are your hidden desires? Well, it might well be that you wish for your ex to be struck by a lightning. If not, you definitely wish for something to happen in order to put an end to this entire ex uncertainty. You desire a revelation that will allow you to see the truth, exposing what was hidden. It's also very possible that you want a sudden change of situation that will allow an emotional outburst and then releasing yourself and letting everything go. Maybe you desire a sign to confirm you that the path that you've taken is the correct one. Maybe you start losing patience and you want for this emotional crisis to be over with. At the same time, you would hope that all your and your ex's defenses to be crushed, hence allowing open communication. Also, you might desire for your ex to surprise you. Maybe you believe that their ego defensive stay in the way of you happily getting back together, and this angers you. What might also anger you? The realization that you actually have stronger than you thought feelings and sexual attraction for your ex. Although you would not want to, you still have powerful and intense feelings for your ex, and this changes the way that you look at the person and the situation. It is very possible that you desire for them to feel the same and to show you their emotional vulnerability. You might also be afraid of how your ex would feel if you were to tell them the truth, as things would change dramatically for the better, but also for the worse. What are their hidden desires? With the Ace of Cups in this position, it looks like your ex wants a new beginning in love and most likely with you. They also desire to be able to get in touch with their feelings, to express their feelings, to let their heart lead, and not the head as they did until now. They desire to forgive and forget, to fall or re-fall in love, to establish a bond, to get close to another. The Ace of Cups reinforces the Judgment card, showing an emotional awakening and a desire to follow their intuition and inner voice, to feel, manifest, and express their feelings and emotions. Just like you, they also realize that indeed they have strong feelings for you. Finally, their feelings have welled up to the surface and now they are pouring out of them. It might as well be that your ex has been pushing their feelings and emotions down, and they either can't hold them in anymore or choose not to. They are finally ready to burst and get things out on the open. Or at least this is what they desire. Their heart is full of all sorts of emotions: love, happiness, sadness, anger, worry, relief, and they want to be able to show them to you to get an emotional release. Maybe they also now realize the great emotional potential that you had and desires to rebuild it in peace in the purest form. What is the advice for you and your ex? Well, start taking control over yourselves, your decisions, and lives by acknowledging your inner and your outer. Remember that your life, with all that's included in it, is what you want it to be, what you make it be. So, show confidence and be yourselves using things to your advantage. You have everything you need. You have the power, the knowledge, and experience to shape your relationship with your ex as you want it to be. You have the resources to take on or do what needs to be done to deal with this particular situation. With the magician's energy, you are able to shift events in your favor to make the world change around you according to your will. Now is a good time to take action, to communicate, to use the skills that you have in order to succeed. It is time to make the most out of it in order to close the chapter before the year is over. So, if you want an end to your and your ex's story, then make it for good. If you want another try, then make it happen by using your creativity, skills, smarts, the feelings, and drive.